is different?
The difference is these are operated by a propeller. What you see in a park is operated by a paddle. If paddles were all that great, they wouldn't have gone out with the Civil War.
Okay.
All boats today are operated. This is as much as a small outboard motor with pedals on it. The propeller is infinitely more efficient than a paddle. The long pontoon design is far more efficient than a flat bottom. As a result, these things really fly across
They fly, but they also provide aerobic exercise, unlike maybe one of those things you see at a resort. Is that right?
That's correct, because you have even pressure all the way on every stroke, just like you do on a regular exercise bicycle.
You got 2 seats here, and they can be operated independently.
That's correct. Yeah. Or one person can operate it all by himself.
And you have a picnic table in the back for some chicken and coleslaw and potato salad.
Or standing around fishing off of it, or diving off of it, or whatever.
This is very cool. This is, by the way, obviously, folks, we're going to go in the water in these in the next segment. But why? How is this one different, Norm?
This is very unique in that it is hands-free steering. The steering mechanism is simply operated by leaning the seat back, like on a bicycle.
Right.
You lean in whatever direction you want to go. That leaves your hands free to operate the arms, which gives you a great upper and lower body workout. Or you can remove the arms and you can fish, or you shoot pictures or whatever.
So if a guy had a fishing rod, let's say, just hypothetically, and didn't feel like working one morning, he could get into this thing and go fishing.
Exactly.
That is theoretically possible.
It is not theoretically, it is actually possible.
Actually possible,
Yeah.
okay. Now these are, let's be honest about this, these are not inexpensive. I mean, obviously, if you compare it to other expensive exercise equipment, it's in the ballpark, isn't it?
Oh, sure.
Any area will allow these in there, because there's no motor, there's no reason to restrict them, is that right?
That's correct. They're totally eco-friendly, and wherever they say no motors or horsepower restrictions, they're perfect.
Yeah. But we are having fun, and I tell you, last night, as you know, Dave and Pam, at least in this area up on the northeast side with the thunder and the lightning, I was wondering whether Norm Fallick and I would ever get into a Seacycle. You were a little nervous too, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But we're fine now. We're on Lake Hampton, which is up near in my neighborhood, and we are on the Seacycle. And what's cool about this is that not only is it a beautiful way to spend the morning, but you can actually, this is actually aerobic. It's healthy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good for you.
Tell us why this is much better than some of the boats that we see that you can rent at a hotel or something.
Basically because these are a little outboard motor between your legs. This is operated with a propeller. So the faster you go, the faster the boat will go. It's infinitely efficient, whereas the boats that you rent at the resorts and whatnot, those are paddle driven.
Right.
And those don't go anywhere.
Now, what's interesting is if you're with your partner, let's say your wife or your friend, and you have different physical abilities, you can adjust it, right?
Well, we each have our very own drive units, so I can going at my pace, you go at your own pace, and you put your legs where you want them, and I put mine where I want them.
And we can probably get this up to 6-8 miles per hour, right?
Or 10 or 12.
Or 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Carl, take a shot of this other one here. The kids have gone off to school, but this is unique also, and you can really go fast in this one.
Oh, yeah. The faster you go, the faster the boat will go. It's infinitely efficient, whereas the boats that you rent at the resorts and whatnot, those are paddle driven.
Right.
And those don't go anywhere.
Now, what's interesting is if you're with your partner, let's say your wife or your friend, and you have different physical abilities, you can adjust it, right?
Well, we each have our very own drive units, so I can going at my pace, you go at your own pace, and you put your legs where you want them, and I put mine where I want them.
And we can probably get this up to 6-8 miles per hour, right?
Or 10 or 12.
Or 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Carl, take a shot of this other one here. The kids have gone off to school, but this is unique also, and you can really go fast in this one.
Oh, yeah. Box.
Cool.
It's set up in what's called our water bike. And that one has hands-free steering. He's operating the steering mechanism with his lower back simply by leaning in the direction he wants to go, and it operates the articulated pontoons in the rear.
Now, which of these could be used for fishing and for, for things that require your hands, obviously, would be which one?
Obviously, both of these could be used for fishing. You could be fishing right now.
Sure.
That, because of the hands-free steering, if he removed the arms, he could have a rod and reel in his hand and still operate the boat and steer it.
And the nice thing about these is they're obviously environmentally friendly, is that right?
They're quiet, they don't pollute. As a matter of fact, the little bit of oil that we use in the drive unit is a vegetable oil.
Is that right?
Yeah, biodegradable.
Very cool. All right, now, as we make the turn here, actually probably these could get up to go about how fast, Norm?
10 or 12 miles an hour.
Now, where have you sold?
Well,
All right, now let's see how